Hi guys, this is Andre with the Crypto Ball. And I know that I said that I wasn't going to talk about stablecoins on our series between 1 and 100 for CoinMarketCap, but for Tether, I'm going to make an exception because there are some sketchy things about Tether that I wanted to bring to the audience. But before we get into that, I just want to remind you guys this is not financial advice. I'm just up like a fortune teller. I don't know particularly anything more than anyone else. These are just all my opinions. Make sure that you do your own due diligence and your own research. With that out of the way, let's really get into Tether, because Tether is the primary stablecoin. And as you guys may know, most types of swaps or transactions have to do with Tether or stablecoins in some way. Reason being, because the idea, the principle behind it is a constant. It will always be a dollar, and that means that you can secure profits into Tether, which is very, very useful in cryptocurrency, as I'm sure that you guys are well aware. So, one of the reasons that I wanted to talk about Tether specifically is because they don't have the reserves that they say that they do. And also, Tether is run by some unscrupulous personnel. Because they also run an exchange, and they obscured that fact for some time. And I'm going to have more information in the description of this video going more into detail about that. I think that that is a video that could take over an hour, and there's already numerous YouTubers that have talked about this issue. But essentially, Tether is not backed by the amount of US dollars that they have, right? If this was pegged to a dollar, they would need to have $79 billion just tucked away somewhere. It's not true, right? It's not true. In a matter of fact, let's go and take a look at how many employees Tether has. According to LinkedIn, they only have 5 current employees that are on LinkedIn, and other people have said that they have less than 30 employees total. Google is saying 80 employees. So guys, let's just put this in perspective here. 80 people maximum, right, are running nearly $80 billion. That means that that's $1 billion in asset per employee. It's impossible. So Tether could end up being one of the biggest financial scams in modern history, right? I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just saying that Tether isn't backed by the amount of money that they state that they have. They really have commercial bonds and things like that, not just one-to-one dollars. But the U.S. has already fined them and is going to probably continue legislation against Tether for kind of obscuring the fact that they don't actually have the dollars that they say that they do. So I really wanted to bring that up to everyone, because I know everyone's pretty much using Tether, but there really are better stable coins to really be using, like UST, right? Terra Luna's UST algorithmic stablecoin, USDC, Paxos, the Paxos Gold, which is backed one-to-one by dollars that have been vetted, right, by U.S.-backed legislation and regulatory systems. So yeah, I do think that Tether is pretty good now for a one-to-one swap, and it's the most used. But you really have to look a little bit further on what's into the horizon. I know a lot of people are hoarding Tether, waiting for us to hit a bottom in the market so that they can get back into coins and ride back to the top. And that's a good idea. But you may want to use other stable coins rather than Tether, because they're really only claiming to be backed by the dollar when secretly they're just not. And this can really affect the crypto market in a really detrimental way if legislation were to fall upon Tether and force them to have to hoard $80 billion in US currency, which is what would really back Tether. So just want to give a quick synopsis on that. This is going to be our third video as we lead up to 100, and everyone knows what Tether is. I'm sure a majority of you guys have used Tether. I really don't have to go into it that much, but a lot of people really don't know. Tether isn't really backed by anything tangible, and therefore it's just like the dollar, right? Intrinsically worthless, an infinite amount of them. And this, by the way, the circulating supply of Tether just keeps going up and up and up exponentially. I think a year ago, this was like maybe 20 billion, 30 billion. So, they're really pumping this up, and they don't have the reserves to back that up, which means that there could be a potential bank run on Tether, which would really negatively affect the market. And I just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. There really isn't much about that. I'm going to put a lot of information in the description of this video. I almost say description of issue because I used to be a technical analyst. But anyway, I will have more information in the description of this YouTube video. I hope that you guys check it out, and I'll see you guys next time.